the second afternoon of this summer festival of football, the Under-16 International. France against Argentina today from the Kingsmeadow Stadium, which is the home of Kingstonian FC. Top conference side, trophy winners themselves at Wembley only this season, and they've got a winning habit in these parts, and their manager Jeff Chappell is with Alan Bentley.
Jeff, is it a sign of the progress this club's made? You've got international football here today?
Oh, very much so, yeah. I mean, we're very privileged and honoured to receive both France and Argentina and everybody else that's with us, the FA and Nationwide and Umbro. I think we're in for a cracking match, and given the right result, another cracking match tomorrow at Wembley Stadium.
Have you got your eye on one or two players?
Well, it is a breeding ground, isn't it? The under-16s, I think if we look at England, Andy Cole, the Neville brothers, Michael Owen, they've all come through the under-16s. There's going to be some real talent here today.
What about Kingstonian? A marvellous season last season. Can you do at Cheltenham and build on the Umbro Trophy success and get into the league?
Well, that's the aim, but of course now in the Nationwide Conference it's very, very difficult. Only one team can go. I mean, there's some big teams in there again this year, and I think Doncaster are going to be very close, Rushden Diamonds, and hopefully ourselves. Who knows?
Are you managing to keep hold of your better players, though?
Yes, I want to keep the nucleus together and possibly bring in 3 or 4, just add a little bit of quality. It's not been easy. I haven't signed anybody as yet, but there's still 6 weeks to go.
Well, you might get one today. Thanks, Jeff.
Thank you.
Big day for Kingstonian, of course, when Chelsea come here pre-season. Nigel Spackman, who once starred in that Chelsea side. I think that's what it says here.
Don't believe all you
The
read.
reserves play here, of course, don't they?
They do play here. We get looked at well. We used to get looked after well here. Obviously, always play a pre-season game, and they get a full house, and it helps with the coffers for them for the season, really.
Just sum up this afternoon's game then here between the French and the Argentines. Jeff Chappell comically may say, well, I'll try and nick 1 or 2 from bigger name scouts who may be looking for something here. Is that realistic, or is it likely that these players are looking slightly higher on the pecking order?
Well, I think they'll be looking higher than that, but obviously the game being so cosmopolitan now, you can look anywhere and bring anybody in. And if they've got the talent, then you know, you try and get them. But I'm sure there'll be a few scouts here looking. I remember many years ago, Sheffield United trying to sign Maradona, who was really unheard of then. Someone scout had told Sheffield United about him, trying to sign him for 140,000, couldn't afford the transfer fee and got Alex Sabella instead. So you never know what happens in football, do you?
Well, that's probably why Neville Southall is in the crowd here. One of the big names of football, who keeping an eye, like Peter Beardsley the other night, on the emerging talent.
Yeah, big waistline as well now. Big Nev, great goalkeeper, wasn't he? But you know, he'll be here looking at players, as I'm sure there'll be other scouts sneaking in to have a look at the Argentines and the French.
Teams on their way out. How would you sum it up for us, this one?
Well, I think it's looking to see where the French continue after the England game, and really looking at Argentina for the first time before they play England tomorrow, because that's what we're really concerned about now, is seeing how the England under-16s do against an Argentinian under-15s. But there'll be some big talents out there, that's for sure.
Dermot Gallagher, big name referee as well, which adds the little lustre to the occasion. From the French point of view, they must think they've got to win this, because they'll have to sit out tomorrow when England meet Argentina, so they'll need 4 points to have hope of winning this, won't they?
They do, yes, they need to win this game, but also for Argentina, really, 2 games in 2 days, this game, and then obviously playing England at Wembley tomorrow, it's going to be tough on them. So I think the French really need to win this game too. I think England will win tomorrow against the Argentines, but I think the French really do need to win today.
More from Nigel Spackman as we go here. We'll get a word with 1 or 2 of the other big name scouts and managers in the crowd here today at half-time, hopefully. And after the anthems, it will be Brian Marwood and Guy Hubbard for commentary.
The sound of two foreign national anthems on an English football ground, bringing back one or two memories of Euro 96 and possibly a taster of the World Cup in 2006. It's been a pretty good week for England politically. Bobby Charlton was giving a number of interviews on behalf of Manchester United earlier this week at Mottram Hall, the very hotel that the French team have been staying in for most of the week, as England's World Cup squad of 66 had a golf day there. I think a lot of these young French players thought that the cameras had turned up for them. For Argentina, it's their first ever trip to England. That includes their experienced backroom staff. And it's their first taste, of course, of football here in this country. They have been here a few days now. They arrived on Tuesday, but have had to wait till Saturday for their first game. The French we saw so impressive on Thursday night in the opening half an hour, but then just possibly Brian Marwood fatigue taking over.
Yeah, I thought they were superb in the first 40 minutes, Guy. They really did pass the ball around extremely well with great accuracy, with good pace, and England struggled to cope, but thankfully one or two words of wisdom at half-time by Les Reed and Martin Hunter. The England performance dramatically changed, and it certainly was a better show from the home side. But these youngsters, fast improving number of French players coming through the system.
Well, the Argentines were here yesterday, and a number of them had their cameras. They'll be out again tomorrow, I'm sure, at Wembley. Two captains just tossing up at the moment. Islan is captain for France, as he was on Thursday night, and Lucas Moreta for Argentina. And you see there, Dermot Gallagher is our referee this evening. So let's have a look at the two teams. France have shuffled their lineup so that most of the subs on Thursday start this afternoon. Mondon deputises in goal for the excellent Bonfoy. Two new centre-halves, Sid and Truchet, and two new forwards, Le Gall and Moquette.
Well, this is a very fluid French performance and a French system. Four across the back. Bengaloun in particular impressed me. Great athleticism. We saw earlier in the programme the clearance that he made from Michael Chopra, which was outstanding. And there's great things expected of him. Toulalan will sit just in front of that back four. Islan, the captain, also very strong in midfield. Gruget and Le Gall will make that three, and of course Bergeron up front was such a threat.
Argentina, well, we're expecting their creativity today to come from the left foot of number 10 Lizardia, the diminutive Capobianco, who wears 11, Lopez 7 and Tevez 9 will lead the attack.
Well, the two strong players up front, Tevez and Lopez, will be a real threat for Argentina. And watch out for the number 11, Capobianco, just nicking in and around between midfield and the strikers.
There's the French coach, Claude Dussault, who we saw puffing away on the odd Gaulois in midweek. And he has a vast amount of experience. He's been in charge of the equivalent of our Lilleshall in France for the last 15 years. So France to get us underway. The picture has to be said, not half as good as the one we had on Thursday night at Northwich Victoria, that really was in exceptional circumstances. Immediately an early touch for the Argentine right back, Osella. Early touch for Lopez. As you can see, he's a very tall forward. Chasing the ball now. This is Bengaloun, the France right back, who was so impressive in that first half against England and really did get down the flanks a great deal. Legal. There's Legal, one of the changes from midweek. Makes sense, really, Brian, doesn't it, to shuffle the pack and give as much experience as you can to the whole squad.
I think so. It's quite demanding, actually, playing 2 games in the matter of a few days. And, of course, the French rather wisely decided just to shuffle the pack.
Early touch for Lizardier. And Legal running through the centre, but Bergenot is not going to release it to him. Instead, he has a shot and wins the first corner of the afternoon.
Well, this is a super run from Bergenot. Very much the threat as far as France were concerned against England, and starting very much in the same vein. That's a great, strong run, really at the heart of the Argentinian defenders, and that wouldn't have been far away.
Legal with the corner. And the header just whistles wide of the post from Moquette. Well, he created the goal on Thursday night, and he nearly got one for himself in the opening minutes of this international.
Well, it's Legal's corner, and we saw Moquette the other evening, and really it was distinguished by his pace, but this time his heading prowess at that near post, and that isn't far away. It's certainly a good start from the French.
Came off the bench on Thursday night to great effect. Chase for the fullback Bengaloon. He's the oldest player on the pitch. He was 16 back in January. Just to remind you that Argentina effectively are an under-15 side. They don't actually have an under-16 team back home. They have an under-15 and under-17, so they're caught between 2 stools here, but were so keen to get the experience that they took up the invitation. Moquette runs the ball out of play.
Well, I think, as you've rightly said, Guy, it's a great experience, great learning curve from the Argentinians. They may be certainly giving away that year advantage to the French and, of course, England tomorrow, but wonderful experience for young players to move out of their country and to come in places like England and play against France and the home nation tomorrow.
Bengaloon with the throw-in for France. Moquette. Vargas just waiting for an option to arrive in front of him. It was Tevez, but he couldn't win the ball. Free kick Argentina. To Lalande, conceding it for France. This is the little Janino figure, if you like. Capobianco wears 11, plays just behind the front 2. Ludienia. Here is Capobianco. Bengaloon going across. It's an angle run. Lopez will chase it. The keeper will get his first, well, he won't quite yet get his first touch of the ball.
Well, I think there's early indications there that Capobianco, the little number 11, is potentially instrumental in the better Argentinian moves. It's certainly, at the moment, France, in the shape of Lalande, the number 10, is going to have to be a little bit careful in how he approaches the little number 11 for Argentina.
Moquette. 2 in the centre for him, Bergenot and Legal. Won't reach Legal. Moquette won the header for France. Good touch by Lalande. Moquette once more. Oh, good run. Just out of play.
He's got a lot of pace, hasn't he, Moquette? I think you can see him looking to drift into wide positions, trying to get that little bit of room around him just so he can use that wonderful pace of his.
Good interception by Lalande. Legal goes to his right. That's where the ball was aimed for, but it was a really good interception by Colafi. Quickly forward.
Actually, Ludenia, the number 6 for Argentina, has read the situation on 3 occasions already in this opening 5 minutes. He's a very composed defender.
Free kick to Argentina, a chance maybe to use the height of Lopez. There is Lopez, being marked by Sid, who is also another well in advance of 6-footer. Capobianco to deliver it towards Lopez. Tevez tries to return it and smacks against the face of poor old Zabub. The reason we're laughing is because he was as much on the floor as on the feet on Thursday night. Poor Zabub.
I think he's every reason to go to ground there, Guy. That really was a smash across the face of the goal from Tevez, and Zabub really just being extremely brave. Have some of that.
Well, he got a real knock, didn't he, when he was chasing back Jermaine Pennant on that game at Northwich Victoria. A number of these players in the French side, and indeed the English side, were suffering with cramp by the end of the day, and it is obviously a lot warmer this afternoon than it was that evening. And a hard pitch as well, Brian.
Yeah, I think it's difficult. I think both sides, though, have coped with it extremely well in these opening stages. I think certainly the Argentinian players tend to get surfaces like that.
This is Capobianco. Lopez onto the left foot. Well, he's a tall, deceptively gangly player, but that was good feet from the number 7.
Set up against from Capobianco really is a super little play. He gets this ball, and there is Lopez making a terrific run. Unfortunately for him, he doesn't see Lizadir going onto his left-hand side. He tries the shot marginally wide.
Vargas held up by Zabub, who seems to be a lot better now, following that blow in the face.
I think the Argentinians are a real disadvantage having to play today and then again tomorrow, and bearing in mind that there is that age gap, or that slight age gap, between what they're facing today and against England tomorrow.
It's the height of summer for the Argentines at Wembley. It's hard enough for the professionals in the cup final. But all good experience for years to come. Costa will take this throw in. Lopez showing.
Well, again, Ludenia reading the situation very well. He seems to have an extremely mature head on him, and I've just noticed in 1 or 2 occasions where he hasn't looked to dive in, defended extremely well.
The Gal again losing out to Ludenia. To Lalane, not much width to the left at the moment. Now it is provided by Zabub. Good pace from Zabub. Moquet goes towards the near post. Vargas brings it away for Argentina. And Zabub gives away the free kick.
Well, we talked about the surface, Guy, and it isn't easy really for players because it always seems to be just skipping up. You can see the ball there. And it's a fairly innocuous challenge there from Zabub, trying to get back into a defensive position.
Vargas urging the fullback Acosta forward. Instead it goes towards Lopez. Rare that you see such a big centre forward for a foreign team. We're used to it with England, aren't we? But maybe not with Argentinians. Vargas. Lizadir just running into trouble. And Islam, the captain for France, finds Bergenot. Zabub.
The problem you've got at the moment is the game is so condensed because both sides are playing with that diamond in midfield. There's not a great deal of width, and subsequently it's very difficult to really spread play and allow players to have room to develop moves.
Legal. Difficult ball for Islam, but he did well. France keeping possession. Ball towards Legal again, and it slides off the captain's boot, Moreta, and behind for France's second corner of the afternoon. There's Sid, who's come up from the back. Bengaloun is also there to provide some height. The Gal's corner. And the keeper's made an unconvincing flap at that, but has benefited from Dermot Gallagher's whistle. Might be a free kick, Argentina.
He didn't look very confident, did he, the goalkeeper, Molina? And certainly, perhaps there's an opportunity there for France to try and throw balls in to that danger area and look to put the goalkeeper under pressure. It's a very low-key start from both sides. Some nice passing, but not an awful lot of chances being created.
Zabub again involved in the action, giving away another free kick. Capobianco. Feeding into Tevez. Tightly marked though by Sid.
Looks a very clever player, doesn't he, Capobianco? Great awareness. You know, really looking to get the ball into very tight areas, very composed, very comfortable, extremely tricky. And the nice thing about him, guy, actually looks as if he's got that great awareness around him. He doesn't get his head too far over the ball.
Well, the coach Hugo Tokeli was lamenting the fact that they have a lot of good players, but no potential great players at the moment. Indeed, the ball's played in towards Legal. He spoke not just at this level, but at international level. Of course, shot well saved. We have no Maradonas at the moment, but then who has?
Too many of them around, is it?
Bianco just playing it in field. Acosta. With a bit of space to move into, maybe.
Well, again, that sort of epitomises the condensation in just in that midfield area. It really is so difficult for players to get any sort of time and room, and you really do get the feeling that both sides have got to try and spread the play a little bit more.
We saw the game on Thursday night, and I think it's reminiscent of a lot of football at this level. It does, just through sheer fitness or lack of real fitness, open up as the game goes on.
Yeah, it tends to be at any international level these days. This sort of game of chess, isn't it? Both sides don't really want to give an awful lot away.
Argentina have possession at the moment. Neither keeper has really been bothered in the opening 15 minutes. Rougier running into trouble. Capobianco's quick ball forward nearly found Tevez. Good tackle though by Sid. There's Zabub winning his side a throw-in. He'll be glad that he's not facing the likes of Jermaine Pennant again.
I felt sorry for him the other night because once Jermaine went off injured, he had Ben Muirhead who came on, who's equally as quick.
Well, Argentina weren't actually at the game on Thursday, but they did obviously watch it on television, and their coach was very impressed with Jermaine Pennant. He said he was the outstanding player on the pitch. Bengaloun, he's going to strike it. And that's gone out of the ground.
Well, it's ambitious. He's just apologising to his teammates, but perhaps, again, just trying his luck, and that is a long, long way away to score, but very promising defender, this young fella. Apparently, he won Player of the Tournament recently out at Montague, a recent tournament, and he looks to have a bright future. Was very impressed with him against England, especially that last-ditch tackle he made on the line from Michael Chopra.
It just nicks it away from Lopez. Legal will chase for France. Good defending by Acosta.
Very happy to play in certain areas, aren't they, the Argentinians? They're very confident of their own ability and skill, and right across the face of the box, 3 or 4 passes there.
Well, that confidence really illustrated by their captain, Lucas Moreta, there. When he gets to professional level, he won't be encouraged to do that. But it's good to see at this level.
One of their biggest problems, Guy, at the moment is especially Vargas and Lizardier are coming too deep into their back four, and because whenever the ball goes up front to either Tevez or Lopez, they're just too far away.
Islam with a really rugged challenge in the centre. Here's the captain again. Gruchet. Lalan trying to pull off the 1-2, but Capobianco was there and wins the free kick for Argentina. Quickly taken by the little number 11. Vargas forward towards Lopez. Vargas again, hoping for better delivery.
Well, again, there's some neat, tidy play in that midfield area, but it's been very disappointing because it hasn't led anywhere. It's been a great limitation of shots on goal, and certainly this opening period, opening 17 minutes, you would have liked to have seen more attempts.
Moquette. No real pressure under the goalkeeper, Lucas Molina. Legal. Grugy. Two blue shirts in the centre awaiting a cross from Grugy, but, well, treads on the ball. Toulalan. Good run by Toulalan. Cleared away by Calafi.
Well, it's a great shame. Very promising run from Toulalan. More or less looking to sit whenever possible in front of the back four, but this time taking the initiative and really goes around Moretti with great ease and just trying to pull the ball back to Bergenot without any real success or conviction.
All the Argentinian players, bar one, back in their penalty area. Bergenot to take this corner. It wasn't a particularly good one there, but was fortunate to get another corner out of that.
Well, it was a difficult one for Vargas to deal with because it really did skip up in front of him. Horrible bounce. Wasn't the best corner, but it's certainly same again as far as France are concerned.
Deeper by on this occasion by Bergenot. Sid's header forward. And Moquette, I think, has got a punch in the face as he went to try and head that ball goalwards.
He nearly lost his head there. Very brave header from the far post from Sid. And the ball came invitingly down, and Moquette extremely brave there because there's all sorts of boots flying around him.
The third corner inside a minute, and it's Gruchet to take this one. Away by Vargas. Capobianco will chase for Argentina. Legal, nice turn. Oh, it's opened up for him. And still Legal tried to find Moquette.
Well, they're just beginning to find some rhythm, aren't they now, the French? Beginning to put the Argentinian back four under some pressure, but once again, like the other evening, creating chances, and when they get into the last third, they've got to show a great deal of quality.
Brian Marvel was saying 2 good openings for France, 2 good dribbles, but the final pass, as we saw at midweek, not too good. Now it's forward towards Tevez for Argentina. Tevez is going to do it on his own, is he? It was a super run, but the finish really didn't match the approach play from young Tevez.
Well, this is a wonderful build-up, and really, in the midfield, it ends up with Lizardier, and he really does knock a nonchalant ball out with the outside of his left foot, and Tevez does tremendously well, twisting and turning against Truchet, but not quite able to get the finish on target.
Verdier winning the throw-in for Argentina. Well, France protesting that it was theirs. Poor ball by Hugo Calafi. Vargas to take this throw in. A great deal of movement in front of him. Lopez seems to be just loping about and the ball was thrown to him. Tumble by Lopez in the penalty area.
Not sure about that one. Went down in installments, didn't he?
Vargas. Shoved off the ball easily by Moquette. Bergenou was the option to his left. Creates a bit of space for Bengaloun, the fullback. The Gal in front of him, and he's gone through the middle. This is still Bengaloun! Fine effort from the fullback.
Well, it really did open up for him, didn't it? Because the Argentinians were trying to force him wide, but he just took the initiative. There's enough players around him, and there he comes inside, and he goes all the way. He sees the gap, hopes with his left foot, and that is a million miles away. It's a great attempt from the French fullback. Certainly another impressive start from him.
He was voted best defender at a recent tournament, and he showed there that he can go forward quite a bit as well. So great effect in the first half against England on Thursday, not so much in the second half, which was really more a credit to England's performance after the break.
It's very much in the Lilian Thuram mould, isn't he? The very creative and powerful French right back, currently in the main squad.
Lopez finding Capobianco. He's got width to his right in Vargas. But Vargas hasn't got any width to his right. Tevez. Capobianco.
Very pleasing on the eye at times from the Argentinian side, but again, when they get opportunities, and certainly when they do get into wide areas, they've really got to try and exploit more.
Bit of space for Tevez. Lopez is the only target, but he's a big target in the centre. Here he is, Lopez. Oh, it's a good turn. Lopez.
Well, that's wonderful skill, Guy. That really is superb skill. He's a big fella for his age, and he gets the ball inadvertently stuck between his legs, but he really does work himself a very good opening, always looking to get on that left foot. Something that he works extremely hard and then does superbly well against Bengaloun, but once again, similar to Tevez, blazing over the bar, but works a terrific little opening for himself. Great skill.
Vargas. Forward to Tevez. Sid had read it. Two new centre-halves for France this afternoon. Johan Truchet and Gerard Sid. And as yet, they've handled things well. This is Bengaloun, again deep in Argentina territory. Capobianco, who's managing to find space. Poor pass, though.
Well, we can see there really the domination, I guess, that France have had at times, but potentially that's coming about from the way Argentina are playing across their back line, I think.
Yes, the ball spent quite a bit of time, hasn't it? Pinging from one defender to another in blue and white. We're over halfway on this occasion. Sid wins the header for France. Now, Islam has found a bit of space for himself and rush of blood to the head, I think, there.
Well, it's quite amazing, really. You know, there's occasion we saw on Thursday evening for the French, and once again this afternoon, that they get themselves into terrific areas by showing great skill, a great composure, and then once they're in that final third, they sort of change into different people.
Capobianco. Nice turn by Lizardia. Toulalan. All very tight in that centre. Bit of space now for Legal. 3 blue shirts arriving.
I think there's perhaps one example that England are going to have to look at, because they did get outnumbered in that central area in midfield on Thursday evening, and very similar again here today with those 3 players from either side, always looking to play in that centre circle, looking to play little 1-2s with each other. And it was a problem for England the other night, and perhaps Les Reed, who apparently is here this afternoon watching this game, something that I'm sure he's going to look at and perhaps work on going into the game against Argentina tomorrow.
There is the England under-16 coach, and indeed a very key component of the whole youth setup under the authority of Howard Wilkinson, who we are expecting to be at Wembley tomorrow for that game, Argentina against England. And ball forward by Ledenya. Vargas. Colafi. So tonight in the Copa America, it's Chile against Venezuela, 8 o'clock on Sky Sports 2. And the big one, Brazil against Mexico. And then tomorrow, the conclusion of this tournament. But before that, it's England under-16 girls against the Scottish counterparts. We get underway at 12:30 on Sky Sports 2 before the conclusion and against Argentina. First meeting of those two sides at any level since St Etienne last year. And who's getting married tomorrow?
I think he's getting married tomorrow.
I don't know, Mr. and Mrs. Posh, I think.
You going?
No, I've turned them down. I'd rather be at Wembley.
No.
Plenty of blue shirts in the centre awaiting this corner. France looking to break the deadlock. Toulalan's cross. And, well, Sid couldn't really put a boot on it.
Actually a handball from Bergeneau in the box, but once again, you know, the French are having a little bit of joy from corner kicks, and Sid on 2 occasions winning very good headers at the far post. Bergeneau, just the use of the hand there, and the Argentinian defenders just scrambling the ball to safety.
There are half chances, but as yet too many really clear-cut ones. Good run by Zabur, but he's held up just on the edge of the penalty area by the captain Lucas Moreta, who has looked very impressive indeed for Argentina. This is Vargas. Capobianco. Oh, there was a real clash there between Toulalan and Lopez. And possibly some studs on the flesh there. Sid, who was involved in the incident with Lopez, who seems to be okay. So Vargas with the free kick. has come for this one. Calls for it decisively. Gal wins the head up and continues his run down that right flank, but Acosta has been accosted, and that's a free kick to Argentina.
I think one thing that is fairly evident, Guy, in this first 30 minutes or so is that neither side have had that real ambition and drive to want to go and certainly score a goal and look to win the game in these early stages. There's plenty of possession. You know, both sides having lots of the ball, but really, when you actually analyse the amount of chances we've had, it's been very poor. And as you can see there, both sides have kept the ball extremely well, in particular the Argentinians in that midfield area. But it's been very limited in the chances that created. Tevez has had one, Lopez has had another. Both blazed high and wide over the bar.
There's the French coach, Claude Dussault, very keen to make sure that his whole squad get experience of this week. And sightseeing as well. And there's one of the Argentinian backroom staff. They arrived here, as I said, on Tuesday. Based in Berkshire, so they've done some sightseeing at Windsor Castle, amongst other places. But that's all important, isn't it, Brian? It's not just the football, it's sort of lapping up a bit of the culture of different countries.
Yeah, very much so, and I think that I'm sure when these Argentinian boys get a taste of Wembley tomorrow, they'll be very excited indeed. We heard on a caption before we came into this game how excited the coach was about going to Wembley tomorrow, so I'm sure that the effect that it's going to have on his players are going to be even more so.
Moreta, the captain, who's been so impressive. Just getting a knock on the shin there. Seemed to go right through the mudguard.
It's a strong challenge from Moke, and really Moreta just sliding the ball away. Moke slightly late there and just going perhaps down the front of his shin pad. Thankfully he's up and playing again.
Well, we saw just one yellow card on Thursday. I think the referees are a lot more lenient than should they be in charge of Premiership matches. What do we make of that?
I've always been dirty, those French, haven't they? Can't believe the Argentinians haven't committed a foul. 34 minutes gone.
Glides off the head of Moreta, who took that knock a few seconds ago, but he seems to be moving okay. Takes a deflection. It was Bergenot.
Well, he's been as lively as any of the front three for France, hasn't he, Bergenot? He's had a couple of opportunities.
Lopez forward. This is Tevez. Oh, best chance of the match so far. It's fallen to Argentina, and it's fallen to Carlos Tevez.
Well, a wonderful counter-attack, but what a superb ball from Lopez. He really has got some skill for a big fella, and he's really just invitingly put into the path of Tevez. He struck it well, but almost too well, and glided over the bar. But there's two opportunities Tevez has had and blazed over that bar to our left-hand side. And a great shame because they've been very good chances.
Vargas. Offside against one of the three Argentine players who were in advanced positions.
Well, you do feel that there's a potential opportunity here for the Argentinians to win this game. You just want to hope that perhaps that midfield three, Vargas, Palatti and Lizadir, can get into more prominent forward positions. Because Capobianco and Tevez and Lopez really have shown that they can create chances and perhaps look very strong in front of goal.
Cross towards Bergenot, but the goalkeeper, who looked just a little bit shaky early on, is starting to take the crosses quite confidently now. There's Tevez, who's had the two best chances really of the game so far, certainly for Argentina, both going over the crossbar.
They're both very strong front runners, aren't they, Tevez and Lopez? But as I say, we talked a little bit earlier about how deep the Argentinian midfield three are playing. It's very difficult to get the ball up to the front two and stick for long periods.
Really good interception by Ludenia. Toulalan. Engaloon just putting his hand to his face initially. He's okay. Islam, the France captain.
Well, Bergenot is the man that perhaps has caused more problems than anybody in this first 37 minutes as far as France is concerned. He's had a couple of strong runs coming in from that left-hand side. He played more as a central striker on Thursday evening. And of course got that important equaliser for France that got them into the game, or back into the game at a very late stage.
And about 2 minutes to go to half-time. It's a 80-minute match at this level. And in this heat, I think they'll be grateful of losing those 10 minutes.
Quite full for the Argentinian lads, isn't it?
Brugi. Engaloon quickly forward, and that looked like a handball. Well, Mendunya,
There's only one
I
hand
think he
up.
realised that he could have been in trouble because Legal was just behind him. Anyway, Dermot Gallagher didn't see it that way. Zabub towards Moquet. Oh, complete miss kick now, a chance for Engaloon. Had a couple of good opportunities in this first half, the fullback.
Well, he's had a good opportunity on a number of occasions to get to that forward area, because with Argentina not playing with any great width and only two up front, it's allowed him to get forward.
Engaloon. Capobianco trying to stop him. Unable to do so, and the shot from Toulalan was always going wide. Zabub. Optimistic effort really coming in from Bergenot.
Well, again, you're just looking for that little bit of composure in the last third, and something that France has certainly failed to strive for on Thursday evening and again here this afternoon, because they have created good opportunities but just not quite got that devilish approach in the last third.
1 minute to go in this first half. A half where there hasn't been a great deal to separate the two sides.
No, I think that both teams have passed the ball around extremely well. There's been some good possession. Just a little bit disappointing that neither side have been adventurous enough to try and create a few more openings. And certainly the Argentinians with Tevez and Lopez have had 3 opportunities in this first 40 minutes that were a little bit unfortunate. You know, blazed over the bar on all 3 occasions, but a little bit more composure. Perhaps Argentina could have quite easily found themselves ahead in this game.
Well, another blow to Zabub. But there's the man who's had the opportunities, Tevez. Zabub's certainly going to take a few bruises back for France tomorrow. Boucher. Zibub overruns it. Vargas was quickly in. Another free kick given away by Zibub. Might just be time to take it. Can't be a great deal of time left. And there is indeed the half-time whistle. No goals, but this man could have brought at least one for Argentina in the opening 40 minutes. In conjunction with the man playing alongside him, Lopez. Argentina came very close to putting them into a lead at half-time. Lopez finding Tevez, and that was the second effort that he had that went just over the crossbar. And then a little earlier on it was Lopez turning well but not finishing well, and that really has summed up the first half so far. Some good football, but in front of goal a lack of composure. That's why at half-time it's France 0, Argentina 0.
Get the action underway then for the second half. Argentina and France out there ready to go, and one or two changes at half-time as we look for the opening goal. Let's rejoin Brian Marwood and first Guy Havord.
Thanks, Paul. Yes, a change on either side. Argentina about to bring on Paulo Rosales, who you can see down there. He'll replace Lizaradia. He's an attacking midfield player, like for like really. And if you're watching on Thursday night, you might have remembered this chap, Jean-Michel Badayan. He returns to the heart of France's defence in place of the tall and lanky Gerard Sid. So Rosales will just about get this second half underway, hoping indeed that the half chances that we've had can indeed be converted into goals. Argentina with the first touch there for the substitute. Rosales once more. Bengaloon tussling with Tevez. Islen, the French captain. Toulalan. Bengaloon, who provided so much width to the French attack first half. Moquet pushed wide. And that'll be a... Brian, Liam Brady was speaking at half-time about Jeremy Alé-Dier, who Arsenal have signed this original squad. He's a striker and one of great reputation.
Very much so. As you've already identified, guys, a player that Arsenal have got huge hopes. Of course, with the French connection, Arsène Wenger, bringing over the likes of Vieri and Petit, certainly established a great link in France.
The French coach, Claude Dessau, who, as we said, had been in charge of the French equivalent of Al Illichor for the last 15 years, reckons that Alé-Dier is as good as they've had in the whole 15 years. Just a shame we couldn't see him here. He's injured at the moment, but we'll be linking up with Arsenal fairly soon.
We'll also be hoping they don't have the same problems with another young French striker that they've got at the moment.
Free kick to Argentina. The equally exciting Capobianco will take it. Oh, it's cleverly worked to Tevez. Oh, just almost came back to him and he couldn't unleash a shot, but it was really astute play again by Capobianco.
That was very inventive, wasn't it? It's a super little chip, and unfortunately the ball just stands up for Tevez, but just look at this little clip across the wall. Good, well-timed run, and there you can see the ball checking.
Overhead kick, and it's in. Argentina, and Tevez has scored. He missed two good chances with his body facing goal. but turn it around, and an overhead kick puts Argentina into the lead in the opening seconds of this second half.
Isn't it amazing? Probably the hardest chance he's had all game, and he converts. And really, it's Ludenia that does incredibly well with the first header. And what a marvellous acrobatic overhead kick from Tevez. Very athletic, great agility, and the goalkeeper Mondon had no chance whatsoever because he's unsighted very late there from Truchet. And I've got to say, well, he's deserved his goal. He's had a couple of great chances, but that one in particular is the most difficult one of lot. And he scored with great aplomb.
Thought was a little bit high though, Brian. Couldn't have been much higher, I don't think. But certainly we're grateful for that goal, and might just open it up. France, as we said before, really having to win this game to have any chance of winning the tournament, and they're trailing now by 1-0. And what a goal it was. Carlos Tevez.
Well, he was a little bit unfortunate from the free kick just slightly earlier than that, when Capobianco stood a wonderful ball over the wall for him, and the ball just checked up on him. And that's where Argentinian won the corner, and from there, well, it's a fantastic finish.
Argentina's first goal in the tournament. Just to remind you, they're playing their first game here this afternoon. They finish tomorrow against England. 3 teams, 3 matches, worked out on a group basis. Here is Tevez once more.
Very strong, isn't he? He gets into positions where he's very composed, very comfortable, but he's got tremendous good upper body strength, and it gets him into very good positions and holding defenders off. But what the Argentinians have tried to do more is get into wider positions.
So Rosales, the substitute, takes the corner again. Colaffi was trying to nod it forward. Tulalan gives it away. Oh, and then banged against his own player by Vargas. Space for Tevez down this right-hand side. Vargas. Grouchy. Wasn't really involved too much in that first half. The France number 8, Bruno Grouchy. Here's the Argentinian number 8, Vargas. And Tevez is just offside, but he's peeled away to this right touchline on a couple of occasions.
They've done it a lot better. They've got a great deal of width in their play at the moment. And it's early in the second half, but they certainly are opening the French up. And I've got to say, it's a very disappointing French performance, having witnessed what we saw the other evening at Northwich.
So impressive for half an hour, weren't they? But didn't take their chances. Legal. Truchet in the centre. Bergenot also waiting for a French cross. And Legal gives it away. Diane winning his first header since coming on at half-time.
I think to see how the French respond to that, because certainly when England got at them the other evening, they did struggle to cope with it for long periods, but they did get back into the game, and perhaps through the shape of Moquet. It's in our caption at the moment. With his pace, they've really got to try and release him, get in behind this Argentinian back four.
Interesting to see also how long it is before they bring on the likes of Julian Rantier and Malik Rouag, who were playing up front and were involved in that really purple first half hour for France.
Yeah, I'm sure the French coach will be thinking of just juggling the pack a little bit at the moment, because it's not the inspired performance that the coach got from his team the other evening.
The goal scorer from that match at Northwich. Bergenot plays it forward to Moquet. Oh, and then Moquet runs into Bergenot. Capobianco. Eventually we do have a hoop from the back, and perhaps we waited 48 minutes from that for Argentina to finally just launch one.
I think what will be interesting tomorrow, Guy, is certainly on such an excellent playing surface like Wembley, how well the Argentinians do pass the ball around. They've done it on a very difficult surface here this afternoon. It's going to be great, certainly harder in the respect that they're going to have to play another game in the space of 24 hours, and how they cope with the physical demands of this game today and, of course, the game at Wembley tomorrow. But they pass the ball as well as they've done today. I'm sure that the fans that will go to Wembley tomorrow will be in for a treat.
Bergenot. Chance to cross now, but, well, there are blue shirts in the centre, but they were nowhere near the flight of that ball. Quick kick downfield. Tevez, a powerful front runner, but so too is Diana, powerful defender. Not forget that this is the Argentinian under-15 side playing the French under-16 at the moment. The younger team leading by that wonderful strike from Tevez. Vargas. Well, he's clipped on the back. Dermot Gallagher wanted to play advantage, didn't ensue.
Well, again, what the Argentinians are doing, and Vargas is playing with a little bit more purpose in this second half. He's got forward, whereas we saw in the first 40 minutes he was dropping far too deep. Now he's getting to those areas of width, and he's got great energy about him.
Bengaloon trying to seek out the gal. Tevez really has grown in confidence after that goal. And popping up on either flank, desperate to get possession of the ball, winning it back now, the goal scorer. Lopez unable to bring the ball under control. And that will be the last piece of action, in fact, for Gaston Lopez, who had chances in the first half, but he's now to be replaced by Noel Ibanez. Like for like, one striker for another.
Yeah, but I think Lopez is just showing signs of some tiredness now in this second half. His touch hasn't been as solid and as perfect as it was in the first 40 minutes. It's an opportunity now for Ibanez to get into the action and certainly join Tevez up front, and Tevez in particular in this second half has been extremely lively.
Zaboob. Islen. Bergenot, snuffed out of it. Marcelo with the throw-in for Argentina. Rosales, the substitute, he's going to be one of the most lively players on the pitch at the moment. It's a warm afternoon here in West London. As Islam, the captain, will be hoping to lead his side to victory in this tournament. But at the moment, his side need at least 2 goals, you think, to have any chance of landing the trophy come tomorrow. That's because of this man, Tevez, the goal scorer for Argentina. Capobianco. It's Argentina's game at the moment. They've been comfortable with possession. The onus is all on France. Gruchet. Looking for Moquette. But Moreta deals with it well. Vargas and Moquette involved in a real tussle right in front of the referee. And it goes the way of France. We really do need a lift at the moment. Islen in the centre, so too Moquette. The majority of the shirts are Argentinian. Gruchet's going to deliver it.
That's not a bad ball, guy, you know. That really is onto the penalty spot, and you've got to have players who are determined to try and get on the end of that.
Toulalan was back helping his defence, many of whom were upfield for that free kick. Given away by Moquette. A great deal of fluency at the moment about the French system. Bengaloon. Legal. Only 2 in the centre. It's towards Moquette. And Bergenot opts to take it on the chest. And towards Moquette. That's better by France. They've won themselves a corner.
Well, it is a little bit better, but it's about strength and determination, I'm afraid, this move, because the French really haven't been as thorough in opening this Argentinian back four up as we would have thought. And Bergenot to Moquette, and I think there's some desperate defending in the end from the Argentinian skipper Moreta.
Posse of blue on the edge of the penalty area, waiting this corner. The header was by Islan in the end, well wide of the target.
Well, France, looking back on this game, will know that they've had 4 or 5 really good opportunities from corner kicks, and again, the ball is just knocked into the area, and the Argentinians haven't defended this well. I think there's a sign there of weakness, perhaps, that England can exploit tomorrow at Wembley. And Islam, the French skipper, not getting the required header on target.
Moquette trying to thread it through to Legal, who'd just got behind his defender. Now that's a late challenge by Moquette.
Well, I think he was about to come off. I think perhaps it might be a little bit earlier than what we thought, because that is a late challenge. And for me, one of the defenders that's been extremely impressive this afternoon, Ludeni, He gets caught very late from Moquet. There's 3 occasions that Moquet has just left his foot in, catching defenders late.
Well, that might be the last bit of action that William Moquet contributes towards this game, and indeed this tournament from his point of view. Substitutions are imminent again for France, and indeed there is Julien Rentier, who was one of their best players on Thursday night, particularly in the first half. He is set to come on. Play continues though. Now we can complete this substitution, and indeed it is Julien Rentier who eventually will come on, and coming off is William Moquet, who came on as a sub in midweek and created the French equaliser. But Brian, I think we're all very impressed with the man who's about to come on, Rentier.
Yeah, for me he was certainly one of the French players, or best players on view the other evening at Northwich. He's very lively, possesses a wonderful left foot, good creative play, and that's certainly what the French need at the moment. They need a certain amount of creativity.
Grugier has also been a disappointment this afternoon for France. Gives the ball away, it leads to a free kick, it's quickly taken. Ibanez. Tevez was arriving, but not quickly enough.
Great play from Vargas, guys. Really got on with the free kick very quickly indeed, and certainly a half chance for Argentina.
Bengaloun again using his power in the tackle, and again throwing though to Argentina.
To be fair to Argentina, they have looked a very good unit, I think, given the difference in perhaps the age levels in both sides. I think they've been tremendous in the shape that they've had. They've kept it very well. They've looked composed, they've passed the ball around well, and well, from Tevez have scored a wonderful goal.
The goal that separates the two teams as France try and search out an equaliser, as they did in the opening game of this tournament at Northwich Victoria on Thursday night, and to successful. It's a great success as well. Quite a spark about their performance here today, though. Ziboub. This is Rentier, the substitute, who's just come on. Running at defenders and getting a shot in.
Probably a bit disappointed with that Rentier, but it just shows you the type of skills that he possesses and loves to run at defenders.
Islen thumps it forward. Again, it's Bengaloun who wins the challenge on halfway.
Substitution for France, Julien Rentier, number 17, and William Moquet.
Another change for Argentina. Mario Lugo is about to come on. He's a centre half and will replace the man departing, number 4, Raul Osella, who is actually limping to that touchline. A weary teenager.
Well, I think the Argentinian coach has got to be a little bit cunning here, that although he wants to win the game, he really has to try and just put 1 or 2 fresh legs out there, because he's got to be mindful that there's an important game tomorrow afternoon at Wembley.
Lugo's immediately got some defending to do. Bengaloun puts it in. Well, it was a clever flick, or attempted flick anyway, by Bergenot. Didn't come off.
Substitution for Argentina, number 14, Mario Lugo, or Raul Osella.
Another change for France, and Malik Rouag, who started against England, he comes on, and Jeremy Legal, who played wide down the right-hand side, comes off, so that basically they've started with the... Well, they've now got the 3 front men that they had on Thursday night against England, who caused so many problems for that England back four. Grugy. Rantier. Powerful tackle that Rantier was involved in there. Now this is Zabub. He's been influential at times during this game, but well, you just feel they're almost getting into some sort of rhythm, France, and then they disappoint you. What's the views, I wonder, of Nigel Spackman?
Well, I think the French have just got to push on more and more. They're not really putting the Argentine defence under any pressure. Rantier's come on that left-hand side, hopefully lift them a bit, but other than that, it's very comfortable for Argentina. I think they're knocking the ball around very, very well and look capable of getting a second goal. But as we saw the other night against England, the French are physically strong and will keep chasing the game and maybe get back into it. But at the moment, I think the Argentine are very, very pleased. France, just 15 minutes left, really, of this tournament, but there's a chance once more for Argentina. Ibaneza.
That's a yellow card for
fallen down. We've seen the yellow cards so far in this game. I suppose Dermot Gallagher can't even have a word with them, can he? Unless he's more talented than we thought he is.
That's all I'm talking to Premier League players.
Zabub. France set to fly out of England tomorrow around about midday, so they'll miss the match at Wembley. They'll be in France when they find out just where they finish in this tournament. Rantier. An interesting cross over the head of Rouag.
Well, the French have just stepped it up a notch now, and they look certainly far stronger than the Argentinians, and perhaps this fitness level now is coming into play. Just that gap in ages between the two sides. The Argentinians now are going to have to show all that composure and that resolute defending that we've become accustomed to from the South Americans over the years.
Chest trap by Tevez. Bianco. This is Vargas. Beneath. Just held his run. Players arriving in the centre. This is Tevez. Oh, that might just have sealed it for Argentina. And the man who's had most of the chances for them this afternoon is again over the crossbar.
Oh, this is a wonderful move, and it's Ibanez on that right-hand side that knocks a great ball into Rosales. And what a wonderful header down to Tevez, and again a great opportunity for the Argentinian number 9. But this is a super delicate header, just cushioned it into the path of Tevez.
Ibanez chasing.
He'll be disappointed to blaze over the bar.
Blank's just gone up. I think Tevez was offside on that occasion. He's a big, broad centre forward, and let's not forget he's only 15.
A big lad when he grows up, when he's very stocky. I think what's impressed me certainly this afternoon is he does seem to have chances falling to him, and it's a wonderful goal he scored, but his overall strength and the way he leads the line has been very good. And I think he's certainly a player that I'm sure Les Reed will be earmarking for special attention tomorrow.
Toulalon. It's another good run from the midfielder, and this is Islen. With his left foot, he just pulled it wide of the post again. Good opportunity for the French captain, though.
Well, again, it's another disappointing part of French football that we've seen in both games. They do get into some very good positions, and the skipper there on his left foot, and again blazing wide, and you're just looking for that greater quality in those areas. And that's something that the French haven't particularly shown over these two matches.
Grugy. Two blue shirts ahead of him. by Argentina. Lalan, Grushi, Islan, who missed that good opportunity for his country just seconds ago. This is Ruag, and winning a free kick. Now they do have some big players. Time is certainly running out for France. Badayan is coming up from the back. Inevitably, Bengaloun will be there. Zibub arriving very deep down the left-hand side. It's Bengaloun who's going to take this free kick. And the header is by Ruag, the substitute. What a fine save by Lucas Molina, who's not had a great deal to do this afternoon.
Well, corners and free kicks have got to be a sense of joy for England tomorrow afternoon, because the Argentinians just have not defended particularly well. This is a wonderful header from Ruag and an equally great save from Molina.
Again, they put pressure under the goalkeeper. He's made a hash of it. Still high on his save just seconds ago, I think, on that occasion.
Well, Tevez has got a knock for his troubles, and he's been very much at the heart of the action at both ends, scoring a wonderful goal, having 3 or 4 gilt-edged chances, and now getting a knock for his troubles.
As Hugo Tokeli, who takes charge of the team, selects it and gave the team talk at half-time. He'll be delighted, I'm sure, with the way his side are progressing. He, like the other coaches in this tournament, has said that he has a dual role. One is to win matches, but ultimately it's to prepare players for the future. So too that man, Les Reed, England's coach. What will he have made of Argentina's performance this afternoon, bearing in mind that they play tomorrow at Wembley?
Well, I think he'll have seen the good and the bad. I think he knows they're capable of creating chances. They're a very good passing side. I think that they've got a good shape about them. I think they've looked determined, disciplined, and in Tevez, they've had a great outlet up front. But I think one area that he'll be looking to exploit tomorrow is certainly from corner kicks and free kicks. And that's an area where England, I'm sure they've been doing a lot of work over the last few days, but certainly it'll be a reminder to 1 or 2 key players tomorrow that there are potential opportunities.
There'll be an interesting contest at Wembley tomorrow. England against Argentina, bringing the curtain down on this nationwide under-16s international tournament. And at the moment, it will be a case of winner takes all.
Certainly an interesting contrast in what they've experienced here this afternoon, with perhaps the lack of atmosphere here at Kingstonian, and certainly tomorrow there'll be a tremendous, colourful atmosphere at Wembley.
Yes, they've struggled to sell this game to the local public quite as well as they did at Northwich, where obviously they had the trump card of an England side in action and young Premiership hopefuls for the future. Is Vargas for Argentina, who is happy to lay down time, although Tevez is anything but a time waster, and indeed he was chasing that through. He's going to be pretty worn out tomorrow. I would have thought the amount of running he's done this afternoon in this warm West London sunshine.
I'll be peeling him out of his bed tomorrow morning, I would imagine. He really has had a tremendous output in energy, and of course it always gives you a lift as a player when you do score a goal, and what a wonderful goal it was. But I'm sure as the muscles ease down this evening back at the hotel, he'll be feeling a wee bit tired tomorrow morning, that's for sure.
Argentina have been staying in Berkshire. They've actually been using Bisham Abbey and using the very pitches that England prepare for their senior internationals. So the best of facilities for the Argentinian under-16 side. And they've responded here this afternoon, leading by a goal to nil. We've just got about 7 minutes to go. Remember, it's an 80-minute match at this level. Tevez again is the target. He wins it. Zebub getting a call from Rantier.
Again, good defending from this Argentinian back four, and they really do funnel around for each other. They clearly do a lot of work in training, and they've maintained that shape right the way through, and certainly when you do get a little bit tired, it's quite easy just to get run ragged, but they certainly haven't done that this afternoon.
Bianco, not quite been the influence in the second half that he was before the break. On his side, a free kick.
Still a very clever player though, Guy. Wonderful feet, very quick, nimble, in and around players, and you can see that he's potentially got a bright future ahead of him.
Turning, but not getting away from one of 3 Argentine substitutes. That's Mario Lugo. Still the potential of 2 more substitutions for either side, 5 in all if the coach should want it. Tevez. Coming up on Sky Sports tonight, Chile against Venezuela. Our programme gets underway at 8 o'clock, and then the big one, Brazil, who started off so impressively against Mexico. That's on Sky Sports 2. And then tomorrow, 2 matches for you at Wembley. England against Scotland, the under-16 girls. And then the conclusion of this tournament, England against Argentina. And that's all on Sky Sports 2 tomorrow. Poor clearance by Mondon. Just a hint of an opportunity for Rosales, and it's still Rosales, and Mondon reprieves himself by making a fine save from the substitutes.
Oh, what a goal that would have been. That is absolutely magnificent composure from Rosales. There's one defender diving in, there's another. Yep, 2 T's to that one as well, and there you go. Oh, what a wonderful save at the end of it from Mondon, but tremendous trickery.
He now takes a corner. Tevez won the header, and Mondon, well, his foot went out of the penalty area, but the ball didn't. We saw some wonderful goalkeeping on Thursday night from both the French and the English goalkeepers, but they've not had so much to do this afternoon, but what they have had to do, they've done effectively.
Well, this is a wonderful save at the end of it, because this is great skill from Rosales, great composure, wonderful footwork, always in control of the situation. But if it hadn't been for Mondon's left leg, then certainly Argentina would have put a wonderful seal to this victory.
This is Vargas. Well, Ibanez was pointing exactly where he wanted it. Vargas unfortunately couldn't deliver. Ibanez leaving the throw in for Mario Lugo. In no real hurry to take it, as you would expect. Argentina leading by a goal to nil, and just around about 3 or 4 minutes away from a victory in their opening match in this tournament. The Denia forward, Tevez chasing, but the really immaculate Jonas Bengaloon again snuffs out the danger. Defence or attack, he has been a real impressive player for France this afternoon. Islen. Rantier. Oh, this is a good run by the substitute, and he was rather cynically held up by Hugo Colafi. France free kick. And John McGallagher manhandling Carlo Rosales. Quickly taken free kick, and this is Bengaloon.
Well, it was amazing, really, because the Argentinians allowed Capobianco to pick Bengaloon up in that particular free kick, and actually Capobianco's a little bit fortunate because he pushes Bengaloon in the back on the original occasion, then allows him to get in behind, and Bengaloon just trying to hook the ball over his left shoulder. Not with the particular success that he did it in the other end against England on Thursday evening.
Won't come for Rantier. Zabub with the cross. It's a deep one. And that'll be a corner to France. Argentina keen to make a substitution. Not just yet, though. Rantier will take the corner. It's really a question of France having to gamble. This is when they scored the equaliser on Thursday. Lalonde couldn't bring the ball under control. Maybe a chance of a counter-attack here. Ball to Tevez wasn't good. Space for the corner taker, Rantier. Bengaloon. Here is Rantier.
Good defending, guy. Really good defending. Once again, it's that man Ludania who was magnificent.
So off goes Carlos Tevez, the goal scorer.
Yeah, for me, best player on the pitch. I think he really has been a handful, and certainly a position that England are going to have to be very careful and mindful of, certainly the back four tomorrow, because he's powerful, he's strong, and we've seen very acrobatic with his finishing. He could well have had 2 or 3 goals here this afternoon.
And he's replaced by Ernesto Sanchez, who immediately will go into the front line, and only will have a matter of extra time, injury time, to get his experience of this tournament. Although the way Tevez has run his socks off today, might just got to start tomorrow. Some aching bones ahead of that game at Wembley tomorrow. Rantier. Capobianco. Well, suggestion of handball there. John McGallagher was well placed. This is Rouag. Bengaloon. Krugi. Well, that summed his afternoon up, and maybe just summed up France's afternoon as well. Well wide of the target. And we've just got 2 more minutes on the extra minute we've already played. Another substitution. And Gabriel Juarez is coming on. And Maximiliano Capobianco comes off.
He'll make a fortune in the club shop on letters on his shirt, won't he?
Such a small shirt as well. You have to have a couple of layers down it. Just over a minute to go. Argentina leading by a 1-0, and they'll go to the top of the group. And it will mean that England would have to beat Argentina tomorrow at Wembley to win this under-16s international tournament. Now it's a corner to France, perhaps their last opportunity.
Well, it's certainly been the area that Argentinians have been very weak on in their overall defensive play, because overall in free play they've looked very comfortable. Certainly corners and free kicks they have not.
Well, they left it late on Thursday. They're leaving it even later now. Keeper claims it under pressure from Badayan. Argentina good victors, do you think, Brian?
Yeah, I like the way they've played, actually. They've been very pleasing on the eye. They've passed the ball around well. And I just think they've looked very comfortable at the back. They've had a good shape about them, and in Tevez, they've had a great strong outlet, and of course he scored perhaps a decisive goal.
Last few seconds for France. This is Grugy. The Boub. Rantier. Good overlapping by Toulalan. And the cross is heading goalwards, but it's wasted. And that might just be the last chance that France have in this tournament before they head home with just 1 point out of 6. And this is the man who looks to have decided this second fixture here at Kingstonian's ground. And that's Carlos Tevez. Indeed he has. The man whose goal has won this game. Not quite the helter-skelter excitement of Thursday night at Northwich, Victoria. An altogether different fixture between France and Argentina. But in the end, Argentina, playing their first game, have been victorious. And France will return home with just a point. Full-time scoreline, France 0, Argentina 1.
Live tomorrow evening on Sky Sports 1, we have Super League action, Warrington against Wigan. And here on Sky Sports 2 tomorrow, live international football, the girls under 16 side, England against Scotland, followed by the boys, England versus Argentina from Wembley Stadium, and 2 more live games from the Copa America. And on Sky Sports 3, golf action from 2 tournaments live. The Murphy's Irish Open reaches a conclusion, so to the Motorola Western Open. So another big day of live sport for you on Sunday. Match facts from here at Kingstonian this afternoon. Argentina got the goal that counted, even though France can point to 11 attempts at goal, but nothing to show for it. And 7 corners the French won to only 3 for the winners. That's a pleasant change, isn't it? It's only 3 offsides in the game. Nigel Spackman mentioned how spread out it had become. Nobody booked. Happily, nobody sent off. Well, France shaded it in terms of action areas in the first half, but Argentina had a better share of possession throughout and a more even spread territorially in the second period. Nigel Spackman has been with us this afternoon here. Nigel's been working with the England under-18 squad over the last few years, but now you've seen England's under-16s, Argentina's under-16s and the French. General comment on the standard?
I think the standard's been very high. I think it'll be an interesting game at Wembley tomorrow on a big pitch. It'll most probably be a hot day, a better pitch than this, and Argentina are certainly a skillful side. England can match that. They've got the speed and pace and strength in their team as well. The French were a little bit disappointing for me today. They didn't push up and put the Argentine defence under much pressure, and I think tomorrow England will definitely put them under more pressure than they had today.
Argentina seemed to settle to it in the second half. And were they deserving winners for you?
For me, yes, for sure. I mean, they had more possession, but the ball, they kept it very well and just tried to draw out the French, who didn't really come onto it. So they just kept the ball and passed it around. And then when they needed to play into midfield, they played it in midfield and broke quickly. And maybe could have scored a couple more goals. They had some outstanding players on the day.
Well, they got the one that counted, and let's have a look at it here, Nigel.
Yeah.
And he's been busy and a thorn in the French side all day, goal scorer.
Yeah, Tevez. I mean, it's a corner, and it's a header into the ground there, really. But he reacts well off his chest, and then an overhead kick into the top corner. Wonderful finish. You know, here at Kings Meadow, the crowd loved it, and I think anywhere in the world they will love that. Great technique, overhead kick on his right foot, and he looked dangerous all game, and maybe could have scored a couple other goals where he flicked one just over the bar and blasted a couple over the top in the first half.
Knows how to celebrate as well, doesn't he?
He does, a real goal scorer for you.
In general terms, he was a player who seemed able to find himself a little bit of space in the box, and that's an instinctive thing, not necessarily something you can teach too well. Is that right?
No, that's right. I mean, I think that's one of those things. You look at people like Ali McCoy, Ian Rush, they've just got it. You know, Gary Lineker the same. They know where the ball's going to land. They know when to get onto it. But their movement off the ball is very, very good, and they're alert, and they have that little first yard, second yard of pace and get away from people.
Well, Argentina have taken a big step forward here, winning on the first appearance in this under-16 tournament, so they go to the top of the group, and the goal difference obviously in their favour as well. England in second and France completing their fixtures with just 1 point to show. So it will all come down to England's meeting with Argentina tomorrow. We're on air from 12:30, and the main event, England against Argentina at under-16 level.